Hey there, Prairie Plant Girl here. So I've been trying to keep you up to date on what my plans are as each month begins so that you know what I'm going to be sowing and the seeds I'm going to be starting in case you want to be starting some of those same things or you're not sure when to get them going. This gives you a little bit of warning on the time frame. So March is a busy time for me. This is my 7 to 10 weeks before my average last frost date. And so that is the time when I'm starting the bulk of my peppers and tomatoes. So I've already started my hot peppers. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. The 9 weeks before my average last frost, that's when I'm going to be starting my sweet peppers. So I have several sweet peppers that I like to grow. I'll be starting Sweet Sunrise, California Wonder, Early Prolific, Sweet Lipstick, and Candy Cane peppers at that time. All great peppers. They all have a wonderful flavor profile. I actually went through last year and did a little taste test video, so if that's something that interests you, I'll also try and remember to put a link in for that for you. And then at 8 weeks before my average last frost, which is about the 3rd week of March, that's when I'll be starting my tomatoes. So I will be starting Amish Paste, Manitoba, Mortgage Lifter, Roma, Black Crim, Thorns Terracotta, and then I'll be doing a couple of smaller bite-sized tomatoes. I'll be doing Sun Gold and Cheesemans. So lots of tomatoes happening in March, and that means I'll have a bounty of tomatoes to harvest all summer. The end of March is when I'll be starting some of my more tender herbs, so that's technically actually 6 weeks before my average last frost. It's kind of leaning into April, but if you are a little bit ahead of me, I'm zone 3, kind of a 4 now. So maybe you want to be a little bit ahead. That very last week, which is 6 weeks before my average last frost, is when I'll be looking at starting my lemon balm, my basil, my mint, my parsley, and my cumin. So if you're looking to do some herb starting, that's a great time to be doing that. I will also be starting a lot of other things as the weather permits, because I'm going to be trying to get a few more things going and growing out in my greenhouse this spring. If you're new to the channel, this greenhouse, I've had it for one full season now. I built it a couple of autumns ago, and so I'm just still kind of learning and feeling out the weather and how things work for that. But I will be starting a few cool tolerant plants inside here, and I also am hoping that the weather's going to cooperate and I can get a few hoop houses and cold frame set up outside to do a little bit of cool crops like carrots and cabbage and broccoli, cauliflower, those types of things that I'll be able to start indoors, and then, well, the carrots I'll direct sow, but start the rest indoors and then have starts to put out, because they can usually take a little bit of cool weather with protection, and get those put out early in my yard. But those aren't things that most gardeners are probably starting and doing. But if you have a space, like a hoop house or cold frame or something like that, and you're willing to experiment with some crops that you might lose on a really cold night, then starting a few cabbages, broccolis, cauliflowers towards the end of March is also a fun thing to do. And again, you can be, as soon as the soil is workable, you can be direct sowing things like carrots and parsnips. And they'll just sit there until they feel the heat is good enough for them to germinate and come up. So it's just something fun to experiment with sometimes. But that's my plans for March. Let me know in the comments down below. What is your plans for March? Do you start a lot now? Do you mostly buy starts and just put them out in your garden when the weather warms up? It's a great option, and it saves up space in your house. I'd love to hear from you and what you're doing in your garden this year, what your plans are. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.